everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 18, verse 23. And I have a lot of things to share because of the things that I've been listening and reading and things like that. So I will share those. So let's start. I'll probably, I think, go through the verse first. Let's see how it flows. It just comes out when it comes out, and I don't really plan these things very much. So yeah, let's call out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna and then read the verse, and then I'll share. Maybe that's the order I'll follow. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please, 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 please help us learn how to love you. Please help us feel your love and shelter. Please help us come closer to you. Please help us please help give us what is true and real and genuine rather than us chasing this material ridiculousness that is useless and that's so fake and that gives not even the slightest millionth of drop of the truth of true love, true love. Okay, let us sing the verse together. Okay. Niyatam sangarahita maraga dveshatah kritam aphala prepsuna karma yattat satvekamochate. I always say fa because in Hindi it is fa, but I've been learning Sanskrit. I've taken 3 lessons so far, and my teacher was like, nope, it's pa, it's not fa. So I have to keep correcting myself every time I read that. It's aphala prepsuna. Okay. The action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, without desire for fruitive results is said to be in the mode of goodness. So now he's talking about action, basically. Okay, so I'll read this and then we'll go to the next one and explain. So regulated duties are prescribed in the scriptures based on different orders, varnas and varnashrams, and performed without attachment, without love or hatred, performed for the satisfaction of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, without wanting satisfaction of the self. These are called modes, actions, and mode of goodness, which is like way, way, way far away for me. Okay, so what Swami Mukundanand says is, so far he has explained 3 kinds of knowledge in the 3 modes. Now he is describing actions in the 3 modes. Okay. So proper action, accordance with the scriptures. This is the most important thing here. Free from attachment and aversion and done without desire for rewards is the mode of goodness. Now, yeah, this is the whole goal, right? How do we get to this? But I really loved reading this. It was so fun to read this. He's talked about different philosophies that have been there in the world so far and how they have progressed, like the progression of different philosophies until our philosophy right now, this philosophy, this Gita philosophy, this verse 1823, which is just, I think, absolutely mind-blowingly phenomenal, right? So he said that the first one, well, I don't know if it's in order of time. I think it is in order of time as well, chronological order. So that one was eat, drink, and be merry, and that was the right action. So basically just self-focused. I want to do whatever I need to do in order to be happy. There are all these things also, many different ways of classifying things. I'm forgetting what they're called. I kind of seen them, you like different colors. You go from yellow or blue to green to something like, and your consciousness is rising, and the world consciousness is rising, the individual human consciousness is rising according to these colors, according to these categories or whatever. So it's kind of reminding me of that. Then after that, the more refined philosophy was Hobbes of England, basically saying that if you don't think of other people, then there'll be chaos. So you do personal sense gratification, but also care for others. So if somebody is sick, the spouse should take care of them. And if the helping of the other conflicts with self-interest, then you do self-interest first. Then Joseph Butler philosophy was going beyond that we should do service to others. He said doing service to others after catering to our own is wrong. Helping others is a natural human virtue. So even like a lioness feeds her cubs while remaining hungry herself. So service to others must always take priority, right? But the concept of service was limited to material stuff. How do we reduce material pain? So if somebody is hungry or whatever, you give him. You basically give him something, and then, but it doesn't solve the problem because it stays in the material realm. And then there's Jeremy Bentham and whatever, these two people, they suggested the majority opinion for determining proper behavior. So they suggested that depending on what most people think, we should be doing that. But then most people can be wrong, right? I mean, we know that many times, like people who are there'll be one right person. In the Gita also he says there'll be one person who actually wants to know the truth in a real way and is going after it and is willing to put in the work. Most people will be wrong. Most people will just not do it. So this philosophy also doesn't work. And then other philosophies, he's not mentioned the names, follows the dictates of the conscience. But conscience is not, I think conscience basically is like the word of God. It's intuition, it's the word of God. But most people don't have it honed down that they can actually hear the word of God, right? People can bury their conscience. So he talks about the murderers as well. After a while, it becomes as trivial as killing mosquitoes. I feel no remorse. So he's talking. The conscience can be different. People can really bury their conscience. It's very difficult to actually properly access it. And within a family, he's saying two different children can have two different consciences and moralities and whatever. So that also doesn't work. So then what is the proper action? This I love this. I mean, this is so good. The Mahabharata states, if you do not, so be to others, do to others what you do to yourself. That's also there in the Bible also. Do to others what you would like to be done to yourself. But that also is like, it's not perfect. This one is absolutely perfect. Do it according to one's duty, according to the scriptures, right? And do it without attachment or aversion, without the desire to enjoy the result. So it's completely different from the first one, where eat, drink, and be merry. We don't want to have any enjoyment at all, material enjoyment. We want to do everything that we can for God. We want to do everything that we can for Krishna. It's like in this Hindi there is a saying, pyar mein ekdam mar mit jana. That's what, like, I don't care for anything about myself. I only seek Krishna's happiness. That's all. Every moment of my life I'm only seeking Krishna's happiness. Okay. So now I'm going to share what I was wanting to say. So I was listening to Vraja Bihari Prabhu's lecture yesterday, and he was talking about happiness versus love. And when he said happiness, he wasn't talking about spiritual happiness. He was talking about material happiness. So he was saying that what we do, even in our chanting, even in our devotion, is we're looking for happiness. And then I think Sachinandan Maharaj was saying in his book Living Name that we really need it to enjoy. Like, our soul is Sachidanand. We need to enjoy. So if we don't find that enjoyment in spiritual activities, then we will lose interest in those spiritual activities and we'll chase after material things. And Vraj Bihari Prabhu was saying the exact same thing. that we need enjoyment, like we need water, we need to enjoy, we need to feel good, we need to feel happy, like we need water. We are always chasing after that. So what happens is, if we're doing this shadow chanting or shadow bhakti practices, then we're not really feeling the joy of the spiritual bhakti that we're doing, of the spiritual activities that we're doing. So what Vraja Bihari Prabhu was saying is that we do more. We're like, okay, let me up the ante, right? Let me do more services. Let me push myself more. And he was saying, people, I need to listen to that lecture 1,000 times. I don't think I can. I mean, I think it might take me years to understand that. Hopefully not, but I definitely need to listen to it again, really slowly this time, take notes, and do that process of learning. The process of learning. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasan. You first hear, the second thing is you contemplate, and the third thing is you apply it to your life. So I've heard it one time right now, but I need to hear it again and take notes so that I can then do mananam on it and do contemplation on it. And then the third phase will be to do the nididhyasan, which is applied to my life. And I felt like he's going like there's so much depth in what he's saying, but I can't quite capture that depth. Because what he was saying is that we'll up the ante as devotees, we will up the ante, we'll do more services, we'll read Bhagavatam. And he was saying that different people, when he was meeting different people were like, oh Prabhuji, I'm so fallen because I am not going to Mangalarti. And then the next person was saying, I'm going to Mangalarti, but I'm not reading Bhagavatam. Or the next person was saying, I'm reading Bhagavatam, but I'm not doing service. So everyone is just saying, I'm not doing enough, I'm so fallen, I'm not doing enough. And we think that that is humility, but it is not. Humility is accepting where we are. Humility is not being sad and beating ourselves up. Humility is accepting where we are. And then he was talking about, like, we need to switch from activity based to heart based bhakti. So what we're doing is activity based bhakti, and this checklist, right? I've done the 16 rounds, I've done the this service, I've done that reading, I've done the Bhagavad Gita reading, I've done the Bhagavatam reading, I've done this. We're doing activity based service instead, and all of that is coming from a place of guilt. I am not doing enough, I'm fallen. And this verse, right, Shikshashtakam verse 3, it's being misinterpreted all the time. Tarorapi sahishnana, trinadapi sunichana, tarorapi sahishnana. Be low, have humility so that you're lower than a blade of straw of grass, and be tolerant, more tolerant than a tree. But we are taking it to mean that we need to be depressed about who we are. Like, we need to feel bad about who we are. And he keeps focusing on that. Chant and be happy is what Prabhupada had said. So be happy is not like once you chant, you will become happy. It's be happy is an instruction. Be happy. So we do not want to, and he says that also, be happy. Like when he was here also, he was giving this, like, be happy. He spoke about it a lot. So it totally makes sense. So he was giving then this example, this beautiful example. He's like, okay, suppose you're doing something for God, and you're doing it because, okay, I'm not doing enough, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more. And oh my goodness, I will post this link on this thing. You should definitely watch this video. It's so good. Okay. So yeah, so you do something for Bhagwan Shri Krishna and say that I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this service for you because I am not good enough and I'm not doing enough, and I want to do this for you, and I'm a bad person and I'm fallen, and please help me not be fallen. So we're going at this thing, at bhakti practices through this lens, through this mental lens. And then the next thing what we're doing, the next way we're doing, the other way we're doing it is, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, I love you, I want to love you, and this is what I can offer you. Please accept this offering of mine. Whatever service we're doing for him, whatever studying, reading scriptures, whatever we're doing, chanting, what we can just offer, and we can say, I love you, I want to love you, I love you, I want to do this to make you happy, I want to do this to please you, I want to do this because I want you in my life, and I really value you, and you're happy from within, and you're doing it from that place of love. Which one is more powerful, right? It's so obvious when you hear it like this. Like, duh, it's the one that's coming from the place of happiness, right? Not from a place of guilt. Oh, I'm doing this because I have to, and because I'm not doing enough, I'm a bad person, versus I'm doing this because I want to. So the thing here, the difficult thing to understand here, I mean, this all seems very simple to understand, right? Like, obviously you need to come from a place of love, but it's difficult to actually implement. But also the thing is that what he was saying is that we want to do this. We are not a pure devotee, and we're always in this mode of achieving. We want to become a pure devotee. We want to become this person that we're not right now, and those persons are great, and we're always comparing. Those people are great and we're not great. Now think of a relationship, like a normal relationship, a mom and a child. If the child falls, the mom will naturally run to the child and pick the child up and soothe the child, right? That is love. That is simple love. So is she thinking in that moment, I'm not picking up the child in the right way, I'm not doing enough? No, in that moment she's just loving. She's just going, like, there is no comparison in that moment. There might be parents nowadays have so much guilt around that, I'm not a good parent and all of that, but in that moment, when you're actually loving, when you're actually caring, you're just going, that's your heart, it's spontaneous, right? A hetuki, it's spontaneous, and you're just going up to the child, you're picking up the child, and you're saying, oh, what happened? Let me, like, soothe you, let me make you feel better, let me give you love, let me pour into you. That is love, spontaneous love. So instead of feeling like, oh, I am not doing enough, and I'm not a pure devotee, and I'm not this and I'm not that, and instead of just constantly beating ourselves up and feeling guilty and all of that, he's saying that is not humility. All we need to do is just simply love Krishna. We cannot give to him what we do not have. That was a line also that really hit me. So whatever we have, meaning whatever consciousness we have right now as well, all we need to do is just simply say to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, I'm offering it to you, like the 926 verse, right? Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So whatever I am giving, whatever you're giving with love to Krishna, Bhagwan will accept. He's saying that. He's saying, I will accept it. What is it? Ashnami prayatatmana. If you are offering it with a pure consciousness, I'll accept it. That's all you need to do, is just love and just say, I want to give this to you because I feel happy to give this to you, because it makes me happy to make you happy, and I want to give this to you, and that's it. You just give the slightest thing. You give whatever you have. You give whatever your thoughts are, your current consciousnesses, your current anything. You just give to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. I'm offering all of my thoughts today. There is a verse, I haven't memorized it yet, but it's an amazing verse. At the end of the day, we can say this verse and say, okay, I offer everything that I did today, everything, and he just goes into great detail about what the everything is. I offer it to you. I'm forgetting even where it was from. It was, yeah, but I'm in the process of memorizing that. That is one of the most important things I need to do next in my life now, and I'll share, of course, I'll share that with you. But that's it. We just offer whatever we have. We cannot give to him what we don't have. But whatever we offer with love, he will accept. This is so powerful, that verse 926. It is so powerful. If there is one verse, I'm going to say this to so many verses because they're all so good. But if there's one verse you should memorize, it's that one. Because it helps us understand what love is. It helps us understand what happiness, real, true spiritual happiness, not material happiness, what that is. And that is just simply to give whatever we have with joy, not with guilt, but with joy, not with this comparison. Oh, I need to be there. I'm not there right now. I'm here. No, total acceptance. That's humility. Total acceptance of where I am right now. And it's not about like, oh, I need to be there and I'm fallen because I'm not there. No, that fallen thing is important. Of course, it's important, but it comes when the person is already very high level of consciousness. Then that fallen thing naturally comes. But when we're doing it from a place of depression. And that is tamasic. That's not rajasic. That's not sattvic. So that's all we need to do is offer whatever we have, wherever we are, offer whatever we have to Bhagwan Shri Krishna and say, this is where I am. And just love. And that's it. And that will help us. That will help us grow. and get into this mode of receivership, like you give me whatever you want to give me, I am doing whatever I'm. So this verse that is talking about, right, you do whatever action you want and you just give all the results to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. This verse is very similar to 927, which is Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi Yat Juhoshi Dadasiyat. Whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever you give, whatever you austerities you do, just offer it to me. That's what he's saying. And then you will be free from all the reactions of all the things. 928, he says that. So yeah, this one is basically saying that you just give whatever your action you're doing, you just offer it without desiring results, without you do it as per scriptures. And I think there were three things: without desiring results, without free from attachment and aversion. Yeah, that is mode of goodness. So yeah, I will definitely post that link here. It is just out of this world amazing lecture. I would really recommend you listen to it many times and understand the essence of what he's trying to say in that verse. Like, don't chase after material happiness. And that's another thing. I am finding it so difficult to believe, to understand why I was an atheist. I don't even understand it. It's not making any sense to me right now. Why? Because all of us, every single living being, not just human being, but even cats, dogs, lions, animals, whatever you take, you name it, all of us are craving love. Where is that coming from? How is that possible if there isn't a source of it? And there was one person who said, I don't know, one philosopher who said that if we have this craving and longing for something, there has to be a way to fulfill it. I believe that the fact that we are all craving it so desperately means that there is a source of it and it's coming from somewhere, and that is God. And I just started reading this book called Healing Prayers by Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj. Amazing. I mean, I've just read one paragraph of the preface so far, but just already I was like, whoa, this is so good. He was saying one drop of the real bliss, one drop of the divine love, one drop of God's love can inundate the entire earth with just pure, utter bliss. That is how much love God has. And Sachinandan Maharaj talks about sacred longing. We all have this intense longing, desperate longing for love. That it cannot be fulfilled. We've tried to fulfill it on earth, right? It cannot be fulfilled on earth. It is a good longing to have. It is what drives us. There are two things that drive us according to the personal growth world: the desire for what we want and the aversion to pain. And the personal growth world says aversion to pain is a bigger driver. And yeah, maybe the aversion to pain even here is that's why God gives us pain, so that we can turn to him. But there is this intense longing that is so real that everybody has. I want to experience true love. That comes from God, and if we can get one tiny drop of it, then our lives, I mean, people, he was saying in the book that people will spend years, lifetimes, whatever, just to experience one tiny moment of one tiny drop of that pure love. So yeah, let us all really pray, really beg Krishna Bhagwan for mercy, so that we can experience that love, and so that we can just love without feeling guilty, without feeling bad, without feeling beating ourselves up all the time, without feeling like I'm not doing enough, I'm not where I need to be. All of that without humility is not saying. Humility is accepting I'm not where I need to be, I where I want to be, not I need to be. I'm not there, and I'm here, and I'm okay with where I am. I'm actually happy where I am. I'm growing. It's not that I'm not growing. I'm not happy and complacent. I'm working. I'm not Mate Sangostva Karmani. I'm not attached to not working. Right? 247. I'm not attached to not working. I'm working. I'm doing my work, and I want to get there, and I'm eager. I'm very eager. But I'm not unhappy, and I'm not beating myself up because I'm not there. I'm getting clearer and clearer as I'm speaking to you also right now. This is my mananam going on right now. I'm thinking about it and I'm contemplating with you guys. So thank you. And I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you feel this intense desire for love of God. And I hope you attain this, the feeling, the shower that he's continuously pouring over us, that amrit, that nectar that he's continuously pouring on us. I hope you feel his nectar, you feel his love and shelter. Wish you all a very beautiful day filled with lots of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.